Spaghetti Grenades!
Hey, welcome to Spaghetti Grenades. This is number 4. We're going to start doing something new, which is releasing individual forkfuls, I call them, of the Spaghetti Grenades, those individual bits as their own standalone podcasts so that people can eat them. And the theory that people don't necessarily want to listen to 25 minutes of me, and they might listen to a minute and a half or 4 minutes or something, depending on how long the bits are. That's going to happen. So you might find, oh my God, there's all these little things that I've already heard from the bigger things, or you might hear this bigger thing and be like, well, the whole point of this is to make you listen to the song at the end because I'm a songwriter. We're throwing spaghetti at the walls, so seeing what works. So let us know if it's bugging you too much or if you give a crap. Welcome to Spaghetti Grenades.
So all these gamma rays have given us new powers.
We're like a supergroup. We need to use these powers
To serve mankind? Is that what you're thinking, Reed?
We've got to come up with names for ourselves.
Yeah.
Since I'm invisible now, I'm going to be Invisible Girl. And I'm going to be the Human Torch. Flame on!
I'm gonna be that thing you called me. The thing.
And I'm going to be Mr. Fantastic.
You're gonna be Mr. Fantastic?
I'm going to be Mr. Fantastic.
Or maybe Fireball.
Shouldn't your name have something to do with your power, like Invisible Girl?
Maybe Flamo. Yeah, like Elastico or Stretch Man.
I think it's fantastic that I have these powers, so I am Mr. Fantastic.
You sound like a magician.
It does sound a little bit like a magician.
It's a great
I'm gonna
name.
Stick with the Human Torch, and we shall call ourselves the Fantastic Four.
Wait, you're gonna call yourself Mr. Fantastic and the whole group is named after you? The Fantastics?
That's a Broadway musical.
No,
Try
not
to
to remember
the
time
The Fantastic
September
Four.
when life was loved
We're
and
the
no
four of us.
love.
Nothing like the musical. The Fantastic Four. It says everything about us. We're fantastic. There's 4 of us. Why don't we call ourselves
people in the
Flames
demons
of
or
Freedom? Because we're fighting for freedom.
Stupid.
Why don't we call ourselves the Invisible Hand of Justice? It's the invisible hand of capitalism. That's Adam Smith.
What are you, a communist now? Why don't we call ourselves the things
Invisible
that fight?
Flames. We like America.
Look,
I like that. Everybody, you've all got opinions and you've all got powers.
We do.
But I've got the rocket ship.
Ooh.
And I've got the giant
rocket ship
science lab that is where
we've
we're
all
going to do
been
all our work anyway.
working.
So he's the one who's got us
Reed Richards
covered with
Incorporated,
gamma radiation.
or it's the Fantastic Four. Which is it gonna be?
Well, that's very hardball of you, honey.
I guess we gotta listen to Reed here.
All
right, you're the boss, Mr. Fantastic, but I'm not gonna call you that, Stretcho. Let's go fight some robot in a robe or something.
And so, thanks to the megalomania of Reed Richards, they became the Fantastic Four, which was an acceptable name at the time. The Fantastic Four!
Fantastic Four, fighting evil enemies, Fantastic Four!
How long have you had these droids?
Couple months, bro. They're not for sale.
Can I see some identification?
You don't need to see identification.
We don't need identification.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Bro, those were totally the droids you were looking for. We Jedi mind tricked you. Jedi mind You're totally mind tricked. Get back. We got lightsabers. Force, dude. We'll lightsaber you. We got the Force. Get back. The Force is powerful. Bro, we Jedi mind tricked them. Only works on the weak minds. Force jaw.
No. All right, there's a little music for you. We'd like to keep the music going. We're gonna take a detour for a moment into children's music because I think there's where the money is. So we'd like to introduce our new character, Sir Reginald Diggory III, singing "Making Faces at Babies."
Ow! When they start to smile, I start to smile. When they look surprised, I look surprised. People look at me and they wonder why I like making faces at babies. When they look surprised, I look surprised. When they start to cry, I start to cry. People run behind me wondering why I like stealing other people's babies. Just for a laugh, I'll give it right back. Any day now, any day. When they look surprised, I look surprised. When they start to cry, I start to cry. Sometimes when they die, I've a place to hide them in me backyard, burying people's babies. Pa! My quantum detector has regulated the quark fields in both spaces and times. If I step into this field, I will be the first man to travel in time. Don't do it! Hey, who you? You're. That's right. I'm you from the future. What? A terrible future, and I'm coming to warn you that you cannot travel in time. It will ruin everything. Why? To even tell you would disrupt the future in ways you can't imagine. You just have to trust me. Don't trust him. Oh my God! That's right. I'm you, and you, a different you from the different further future, and I'm here to warn you that if you listen to this man, you won't go back in time. No. And then he won't be able to come back in time to warn you not to go back in time. The paradox. And thus you won't go back. You won't not go back in time. Not go back in time. We'll go back in time. But the very fact that you're here warning us, what are we trying to stop me from? Doesn't that mean that's right? Hey, you went back in time. Now I've got to warn you. Same guy. When you go back in time. Oh yeah, I'm you from the future. When you go back in time. I am going back in time. No, don't. Listen to him. One thing. There's a bunch of things, but the most important thing is go back in time. Don't listen to him. Don't have sex with your grandmother. You should be able to figure that out. But I would never. I would say don't have sex with any. If you have sex with anyone while you're traveling in time, it's gonna end up being your grandmother. Don't do that. It creates a time loop. Time loops are bad. It's very hard to unravel. You become your own grandfather. It's gross. Advice taken. I am not having sex with my grandmother. Better not. I'll do everything to avoid anything grandmother. I guess I won't have sex with anyone. You end up going back in time. Just don't have sex. I guess I'm kind of irresistible in the past, huh? Yeah, that is. Good man from the future does well, but I won't. I won't. I'm hearing you. Just don't do it. You've got to do it, and you're gonna do it, and you've already done it. That's a fourth me from the future. A future that depends upon you having sex with your grandmother and becoming your own grandfather. No, you can't. Don't listen to the last guy. There's got to be some catch with that because that's God. You just killed the. Oh my God! Who are you? Second me guys from the future.
The right guys from the future. Not
are you what?
Someone who wants you to
cyborg robot sent from the future?
No, I am Arnold Schwarzenegger from the future.
You're still alive?
In the future, rich people live almost indefinitely, and poor people are the only ones who die. Also, we kill them with impunity. Evidently. I am Austrian.
So are you here to warn me against having sex with my grandmother or time travel or no, that's just the opposite.
Yeah.
What's the I want you to have sex with your grandmother.
It's good.
And we want you to do it now.
No time travel.
We don't want you to travel in time at all. She's still alive, and we expect you to go visit her right now and have sex with her. Possibly do. No, it's beautiful. No, it's gross. Oh, it makes everything better.
It's good. Remember, you already have done this. You go to your grandmother's and grandfather's place, and you say hello, and they are like, so surprised to see you. They say it sarcastically because they know it's coming, and you start grinding up against your grandmother, and she's like, oh yes, let's do this. Then your grandfather starts grinding up on you, and he says, let's get freaky. And you see, it is like the national anthem of the future. Everyone knows the story.
It's okay that it's your grandfather because he's you. It's not okay. Kill him.
Blah.
Oh no, you gotta stop killing future me's.
Had to
I'm
happen.
You're
all
gonna kill
out.
me. You can't kill me because you need that. That's
need
right.
you.
You
We
need me
need you to have sex
do
with your
this with my
grandparents.
grandmother.
Yes, that's,
What does it do? Does it end war? Does it solve
No.
some huge
No,
cosmic
in
problem?
the future, there's more war,
Ah.
and
Yeah,
it's terrible
it's
in
bad
the
in the
future.
future,
But,
yeah.
but we
That's
all
not a
really,
whole
we
lot of,
really like the
it's a
video.
Yeah, we
you
love
made.
the video.
There's a
It's
video.
just-
Yes.
it's just
Everyone liked the video.
Oh, no, everyone
yeah.
watches
Is
this.
yeah, it
puts
just-
us in a good headspace. There's
Yeah.
just something. It's not even the porn. It's the,
Yeah, it's
the
just-
rhythm of it somehow soothes us.
yeah,
And it is
helps me sleep.
one of the
Just
only
grinding
good things.
so
Everyone
slowly.
agrees it is a
so
good
slow.
thing.
It's beautiful. So
Lovely.
beautiful, really.
Ah.
So we really need you to do that. We need you to.
Do it.
I would, I would rather it was
Wanna
more
see
helpful to the future,
This-
but
no, this is what you gotta
if
do.
This is what it takes to get time travel off the ground. Then
Who
We
cares?
just like the video.
here I go. You're gonna make
Yes,
the video.
he's going to
Enjoy
do
the
it.
show.
Yes,
we will.
we will.
Trust me.
We will. When George Clooney and Sylvester Stallone team up to break into a casino hidden on an island jungle prison, it's Ocean's Expendables. And this time, the ladies want in. It's Ocean's Expendables. Starring George Clooney, Sylvester Stallone, Sandra Bullock, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Brad Pitt, Kate Blanchett, Jason Statham, Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Dolph Lundgren, Elliot Gould, Jet Li, Rihanna, Don Cheadle, Helena Bonham Carter, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Andy Garcia, Sarah Paulson, Mickey Rourke, Carl Reiner, Mindy Kaling, Eric Roberts, the digital hologram of Bernie Mac, Michael Caine, Terry Crews, Eddie Izzard, Bob Dylan, Casey Affleck, Dame Judi Dench, Eddie Murphy, William Shatner, Sammy Hagar, Snoop Dogg, Ryan Gosling Jr., Gene Simmons, Bill Nye the Science Guy, Carrot Top, Kermit the Frog, the entire cast of Big Little Lies minus Reese Witherspoon. She had contractual obligations elsewhere. ScarJo, not Scarlett Johansson, just a badly disfigured man named Joe. And Aquafina with Bruce Willis, featuring Al Pacino, and introducing Anne Hathaway again. We're reintroducing her. It's Ocean's Expendables.
Well, here on Spaghetti Grenades, we're really pleased and lucky to have the columnist Thomas Friedman of the New York Times and other media. Thank you. Here to do a brief interview.
Thomas Friedman. You can hear my mustache.
You recently had a column where you talked about thinking outside the box.
Without the box.
Isn't that just another way of saying thinking outside the box?
And the box is actually a square
because the world is flat because of the interconnectedness.
another one of
the
your-
world is
that's one of
flat,
your
so
books.
3 dimensions become 2 dimensions, and so the box is a square, and you gotta think without the square. So it's no dimensional,
So
and that is the added dimension of thinking without the box.
which is just like saying thinking outside the box.
No, you've got to no because it's without the box. The box is what's holding us into thinking of inside or outside the box. But when there is no box, you're thinking totally free. It's the same, and that's when you can come up with ideas like, what if business is
outside.
taught people? If we use the power of business to teach companies know what they want from their workers. So why don't they teach people? That's thinking
Privatize?
outside without the box. You want some sort of journeyman kind. See, what I do is I take a common cliched phrase that reduces complex problems of our society. It's a reductionist phrase, and then I rephrase it in a way that makes it mean even less. For instance, you could say there's more than one way to skin a cat, but what if I told you that in this day with global warming and technology and the interconnectedness of the world, that there's no way to skin a cat?
No way.
That the cat has no skin. We tried skinning the cat different ways, and now the cat has no skin, so there's no skin to skin. And you've got to have cat skin in the game, but we're down. There's only one way to skin the cat now because it doesn't have any skin.
There's one way because there's no way.
Or
when
Donald Trump, he keeps distracting the media and taking hold of the. We're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Well, it's raining shoes now, so we're waiting for the other shoe to stop.
That's a different way.
Because when all these shoes have been dropping, they're dropping willy-nilly. But when a shoe stops and just hovers there, that's when finally one of these things he says finally catches up to him. And then we're going to have to cobble another shoe because all the other shoes have already dropped. We're going to have to cobble together another shoe.
We're the cobblers.
And, okay, one more example.
You can keep going. I'm here all day.
Whoever smelt it, dealt it is what we always used to say. But now with the interconnected world of Facebook and social media and global warming, the electorate as it stands in 2020.
Talking about the election?
You got to say whoever felt it, smelt it. As in, the person with the empathy to feel is the one who is going to be the new iron forger, because that's a kind of job that doesn't exist anymore. We have to create new jobs out of empathy.
Smelt, not smelled, but
the people who feel are the new iron forgers of today.
The blacksmiths.
Who are forging the new America and the new
blacksmith
world that is flat, that's outside without a box.
Bringing it all back home.
They smelt it, as in smelting steel, which is my metaphor.
Thomas Friedman, thank you very much for having me. And don't ever forget that I supported the war in Iraq. We never will. We never will forget, Thomas.
Once again, Stephen King brings us the terror known as It.
I'm Pennywise the Clown, and I'm going to kill you.
So, if your name is Pennywise, why is this thing called It?
Oh, I'm also It. I'm a space
Yeah,
spider.
you could have been Pennywise. The big space spider is also Pennywise.
No, it's levels.
Yeah, I know. They all turn into this cosmic evil vagueness, but really, the whole thing could have been called Pennywhistle. You know,
Pennywise.
Pennywhistle the clown. He's also a spider.
And It.
That happens all the time.
I'm Pennywise.
Where's Stephen King? I summon you. I summon Stephen King.
I am going to scare you to death.
Yeah. Why isn't this thing called Pennywhistle?
Pennywise.
You know, you got the scary clown. That's enough. And you write a new book
many levels.
every 3 months. Why couldn't the next one be It? Or why couldn't you have chopped this down a couple thousand pages too?
Because I keep
while
typing.
we're at it. But and do you have to use italics for the inner dialogue in all your books? It's so lazy.
Get at the thinking.
Show don't tell.
In your mind.
Anyway,
of horror. I'm going to scare you to death.
There's no point to calling this thing It. Some other nameless space spider could have been It.
I could make a book called that.
Could have made it a crab.
Anyway, kill him. Kill him. I don't want to talk to him anymore.
We'll kill you.
I'm gonna die now.
It will horrify you, or at least
What is this? Welcome to the gates of heaven. Am I dreaming? No, you're not dreaming. You have died and are at the gates of heaven, making a submission. Thank you for making a submission. What's going on? Let's review your file. Oh, I hope I prove worthy. It says here you've always been a believer. That's a plus. I tried. And you devoted your life to charity. It seemed like the way if I'm going to very good believe, and you're very regular with the confessional booth. So this does look good. I tried to. There's the confessions, a lot of pride. I see that. I didn't want to get cocky, I was more holy than thou. I felt like I was trying to be worthy, but I didn't want to feel too worthy. It's a common temptation, but it seems like you covered that in your frequent confessions. I did go to confession a lot. A lot of lust in the heart. The heart lusting was covered, yes. Oh, let's see. Your work as a temp at the meetings planner office in 2016. Yes, I needed to make ends meet. I tried to be worthy at the job and be kind to my coworkers, but it didn't seem to be a worthy job, so I left it and joined the Peace Corps, which bodes well. I hope was the right path. But what about the K-Cup machine? Oh yes, the environment. No, you confessed. You confessed to being a bad recycler. You covered that. Being a bad steward of the earth. Everything. And you did attempt to recycle quite a bit. I tried. But what about the K-Cup? What, June 14th? June 14th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, your little pick-me-up. I don't remember. You had a K-Cup. You had a little cup of coffee, didn't you? I would drink coffee in the afternoon. Did you throw away the K-Cup? You didn't. No. You didn't throw away the K-Cup. I did. You left it in the machine. The next person who had to make a coffee had to remove your K-Cup. I'm so sorry. It's too late for sorry. That was then. Now is now. There's no confession. There's just let me go back. Left K-Cup. I want to left in the machine. Let me live it over. I can do better. Unacknowledged. Oh no! Please. Unforgiven. No! You're going to hell. Please, give me one more chance. Welcome to hell. We know all about the K-Cup. I'm so sorry about the K-Cup. And I usually leave it on that Catholic note kind of thing, but hope you enjoyed Spaghetti Grenades. This is an ongoing thing. I keep procrastinating doing the things I want to do, but now I can also put all these little bits out. I'll be machine gunning you with the little pellets, the little meatballs. So let me know how you think that goes, or you have these omnibus collections which will allow you to enjoy them all, and we'll probably have some of the little connective tissue that won't make it to the other things. So does any of that make sense? Comments, give us your comments and click on the banner. I don't know what that means. I think that's something from YouTube.
Play my guitar, I know that you'll be staying.
Spaghetti grenade.